So finally a positive update after a lot of back and forth this morning and just today in general with my attorney and their attorney and my attorney basically putting their foot down, and to like them finally revising the insurance and whatever. There's still some stuff that needs to be handled with the insurance, but they finally said like there's no reason for them to keep us out of our space. So we are officially scheduling a pickup for the keys tomorrow morning. And it kind of sucks because, I mean, like, thank you, Lord, we're finally at this point. We possibly could have picked them up today, but I was working at the salon today anyways because today's Thursday. So I kind of figured it was going to be tomorrow morning anyway. And of course, like after getting the keys, I want to go straight to the place and like take the existing signs down and like start just go into my own place. Like it's like finally like, it's like after 6 months, we're like getting somewhere. Like we finally got the keys, right? So the only sucky part is like there was just so much back and forth, and I just got to the point where I was just like numb to it. Like there's just like no more excitement for it, and it's just so like it gets so frustrating that today when I finally got the email that they were like, okay, you can pick up the keys at any moment now, I basically was just like, it almost didn't even faze me because I wasn't like happy or excited, because it's kind of just like so many negative things, not negative, but so many like delays, and it just becomes so frustrating and so like that now that it just takes the joy out of it. So once I got the email today that like you guys are okay to pick up the keys and have access to the premises, all that did for me was like I can breathe. I felt like, oh, finally. But I feel like the joy and the excitement that I should have and I should have had at that moment, I didn't have, because I feel like it's just been taken because just so much of, I don't know. I hope I'm making sense, but that's just kind of how it feels. And I remember last year we sold our first home, purchased our second home, and there was so many things that were going on with like the process of the closing. The closing got pushed back, and this happened and that happened. It was just so much. And then the day that we were moving, we were closing on two house, like selling and closing on a house all in the same day, and it was just so hectic. And then we were also moving on that day. It was so hectic, and there was so much going on. And then like somebody came in and kind of just threw a wrench in our whole entire move, and it was just ridiculous because they gave us a certain time that we had to move out of our previous house, and then basically they came in, started making a mess and saying that we were supposed to be out by noon when nobody told us that we were supposed to be out by noon. We had till supposedly the end of day, and then they came in at noon, and like someone barged into like the house while we're moving, and they were like, you guys need to be out of here within an hour. And I was like, said who? And it just became this whole thing. And then our moving company had to like get rushed, and then the moving company had to sit at the new house, but then the timing wasn't correct for when we were signing the paperwork to close on our new house. So then the moving company weren't able to like start moving in our stuff because the paperwork and the wire, like when you buy a house, it's oh my God, there's so much stuff. So then we were kind of just like waiting, I think it was like a 2-hour gap, but we were still driving. The attorney's office where we had to sign the papers to close on our house was it was like 50 minutes away. So by the time we drove there, signed the papers, and then drove back to the new house, we basically didn't even get the keys to the house and get to like open our own house for the first time after signing and buying it, because our moving company was sitting at the new house's in the driveway. And so basically like when we finally, like the wire hit that it's like, it's your house, you guys can move in, we just gave the moving company like the pin to the garage. And then my agent, my realtor, oh my God, she's amazing, she met them there. And then also my father-in-law was there as well, because we were still driving from the attorney's office from signing the papers. So we really didn't even get to really soak in the moment of like, oh my God, we bought the house, we have the keys, and kind of just like open the house for the first time while it's empty and we did it, right? We never got to have that moment. And then we just moved into the house and never even really like got a second to like breathe and like, I don't know, just like have a moment of we did it, and almost like a moment of celebration for ourselves internally, because it was just so much going on. When you have a moving company and there's like 4 or 5 guys, whatever it was, and everybody's moving stuff from here, but where does this go, where does that go, and that's like basement, master bathroom, master bedroom, this goes there, kids room. It was just so much. And then after, there was like, we had our family helping us, and then we had to order food because we were starving, and it was just such a crazy experience that we never actually, like, we actually never really celebrated or even went to dinner over us like selling our first property and buying our second. Like, we never did that. And I felt like that whole process, like the joy of like that day, was just robbed from us because of like everything that could have like kind of just made things more complicated. Like, there was just so many hurdles that day that like it was just so much. It wasn't like how people think, well, for us, because we were like literally moving from one house to the other, and it was a lot. Like, if you've ever done that, if any adult has ever like gone through like selling a property and buying a property and closing on the same day, it is insane. Or ask any realtor, they're going to tell you it is like one of the hardest and craziest things you can do. And we did that. So with this, I felt like it was, again, like, this is such a great and huge accomplishment, and this is such a milestone, because I've been going through this since January, like the first week of January. We've been like going through the whole process of the SBA loan and the location, and we waited on a little bit with like signing the lease, because we obviously weren't going to be able to, like, the SBA loan takes like a few months, and so whatever. But it's just like, I feel like it's kind of been robbed from us again, like just being able to be like, oh my God, we did it. Like, tomorrow, hopefully, God willing, we're going to schedule picking up the keys, and you guys will see that in the next diary, I hope. And we're going to be able to like hopefully like soak in that moment. But yeah, I hope that we can like just kind of like, I hope that I can just put all the like stress of everything aside, and that I can really just soak it in for a moment at least, and just like have a moment of gratitude. And everything that we've done and everything that I've done, everything is all by the grace of God, and I know it's His purpose. And yeah, like this week I was just feeling like, just last week and this week, like just so heavy, and just like, I really hope it's worth it. I really hope like it's gonna be what my heart desires this place to be for everybody that it's gonna open opportunity for, because it doesn't feel like it right now. Like, it was feeling like, I really hope it's gonna be worth it, because it feels like that, but I know this is God's purpose, and I know this is what I'm called to do, and I know that this is the right move, and like this is a God answered prayer and open doors. But just because, like I said in the beginning of this whole process, just because God opens a door and you know that it's God's purpose and God's will, doesn't mean it's ever going to be handed to you or it's going to be easy. And it's been everything but easy. The whole reason I decided to document this whole journey is to show you guys all the ups and downs, to really see what goes into all of it. I don't even know how long and what it's like, the tears and the stress and everything is taken to get to this point. So I'm just like, I feel like I'm just like relieved, but still kind of not even really excited. So I'm hoping that I can kind of like wake up tomorrow like with excitement that I deserve to have, and really sit in gratitude. I think I'll be excited like once we pick them up, and it's because it's like it's said and done, and we can go in there and start ripping down the signs that from the old people, and just feel like we're doing something. I'm excited to be excited for tomorrow.